in the next 47 minutes, I'm going to hand you 3 specific secrets. Okay. Secret number 1, how literally every single one of you that's watching, no matter if you're from Sydney or from Florida or from Scotland, I'll show you how literally every single one of you can grow at least 100,000 followers on Instagram in the next 100 days with as little as 45 minutes of work per day. Secret number 2 that I'm going to show you is a dummy-proof way to make your first $5,000 on Instagram in the next 90 days. And secret number 3, I'll show you basically how to automate everything so you can spend your day doing literally anything you want while your Instagram business works for you, right? So now I know what's rattling around in your head right now. Oh, great, another one. Heard this one before. Let me guess, you're about to show me a Lambo, a rented one. Let's stop right here, okay? You're absolutely right to be skeptical. I know everyone's a guru with a course these days, but here's what makes today different. I don't need to convince you of anything because unlike the rental Lambo crowd, I actually do this like every single day for years, 5 years now. I mean, my clients are still with me after years, not weeks, years. And my students, I have over 200 of them who are living this life literally right now as we speak. And I'm not here to promise you anything because I can simply show you instead today. So does that sound fair enough for you guys? I want you to type fair in the chat if you want to see real proof and not bullshit promises. I see fair. Okay. Carlos, Miguel, Daniel, Jonathan, Tertia, Ingrid, Riki, Eric, Petro, Julie, Jeanette, Brandon, Mona, Nancy, Martin, Sanja. Okay. You're saying fair enough. Okay. I'm glad. So, all right, let me paint you a picture of who I think is watching right now. And I might be wrong, but hey, you got a job. It pays the bills, barely. But every Sunday night, that haunting feeling starts creeping in again, right? Another week of pretending to care about spreadsheets or, another week of meetings that should have been emails and another week of your life traded for a number in your bank account, right? That feeling kind of sucks, right? And while you're sitting in traffic or on that train, you scroll through Instagram and you see like people working from Bali beaches, building businesses from coffee shops, like people actually present with their kids instead of exhausted at 7 p.m. And this little voice whispers, why not me? These guys, like, they're not much smarter than me. I mean, they don't look that smart. And I mean, if I'm wrong, you can totally tell me, but who can relate to this? Type 1 in the chat if you ever thought, I could be doing this too. Like, these people don't seem to be that smart, right? Yeah, fair enough. Christopher, Brandon, yeah, Jonathan, Carlos, yeah, sure. You probably felt this way. Like you saw like a 20-year-old guy living your dream life and you're like, what the hell? Like, I could be doing this. Why not me, right? And let me tell you this, you're not crazy and you're definitely not alone. Most people want to escape. They just never do it, right? And look, the brave few who really try to escape, they usually screw everything up because they rage quit with no plan, burn through savings, end up crawling back to corporate 6 months later. And that's not freedom. That's just being dumb, right? So what if you could do it in the smart way, right? What if you could build your escape route while keeping your job? What if you could test it, prove it works, stack some cash, and what if you could play it smart and leave on your own terms, not someone else's, right? That's exactly what I'm about to show you today. Now, before we dive deep, can I share something with you? Because 5 years ago, I was in a way worse spot than you are right now. And all I'm trying to do here is show you that if I could figure this out, you definitely can. So type yes if it's okay to share my story. Just want to make sure. Tertia said yes. Miguel said yes. William, Christopher, yes. Okay, cool. I appreciate every one of you guys. So picture this. A 17-year-old kid in a small town in Lithuania where the average salary is $800 a month, right? My English at that point was absolutely broken. My bank account negative, and my future, well, my mom had it all planned. University, safe job, and basically struggle until retirement, right? Because literally, when I say average salary is $800 a month, I mean it, right? No matter if you have a degree or not. So let me tell you about the night that changed everything for me. November 21st, 2020, in Lithuania, 11 p.m., snow falling outside already, winter started early, and I'm alone in my childhood bedroom watching make money online videos on YouTube for, 10th hours straight, trying to figure it out. And at that point, I just lost $2,000 on dropshipping that I didn't have. Well, I borrowed it. And then I lost another $1,500 with crypto trading, which I also borrowed. And I even got into an MLM scheme, which I didn't know was MLM. And I lost half of my friends trying to recruit them. And I'm like, hey man, you should buy this life insurance package for me, or if not, you can sell insurance under me, and it was like crazy. And then my mom walks in with some leftover soup, and she was like, you know what, Arnas, maybe it's time to be realistic. University isn't so bad. By the way, keep in mind my mom has five, and I'm not joking, five freaking bachelor's degrees. Like, I'm not joking. She's like crazy into university stuff. And that moment hurt because deep down I knew she was probably right. Look, every guru had promised me overnight success. Every opportunity had left me broker than before, and I was just borrowing money to start a new thing, and nothing was working, right? But then, and I remember this time, and I get these signs until this day. Like, I literally send screenshots to my wife. Like, let me pull up our WhatsApp chat. I send screenshots to my wife all day long of these numbers appearing. Like, take a look. I don't know if you can see it, but I always get these. And I remember, like, I saw this at 1:11 a.m. Something weird happened. And I thought, okay, this is a sign. I'm doom scrolling Instagram and I noticed these accounts. I saw Millionaire Mentor, and then later I saw Business Mindset 101. Back then I didn't know what it was, what they were doing. I didn't know the people behind them. Now I do. Now I know the people running them personally, right? But they basically had millions of followers, but here's what was strange. No faces, no personalities, no lifestyle flexing, just like valuable content, quotes, tips, strategies, right? And I kind of did the math and I was like, okay, 1 million followers and conservative like 1% engagement rate. If they just have basic monetizations, I was like, my thinking was like, they have to be making at least $10,000 a month. And for me at that point, 10 grand was like, I mean, I'm the richest person on earth, right? Which is not true, but for me, like, I was like 17. So, and to be honest, $10,000 a month is good money till this day, right? And I was trying to look for an owner, like who's running these pages? Completely ghost, anonymous, free, like you can't find them. Kind of like this dollar sign right here that you can see here, like completely faceless, right? And three realizations hit me like lightning. I was like, all right, Instagram gives away attention for free, literally giving it away, right? Because you post content, you get attention, you don't need to pay for views. Then I was like, all right, people want value, not another wannable influencer. So like, I thought the only way to like pop off on Instagram was like flex Lambos and like really cool lifestyle. But I was like, no, wait. People don't even need a person behind it. They just want valuable content that's interesting. And then I was like, you know what? I'd rather make 5K a month, fully anonymous, like free, than 50K a month as like a dancing monkey, right? And then November 28th, 2020, I started passionate income. No strategy, no plan, just determination. I didn't know anything. And I had a little desperation, right? And the first few months were absolutely brutal. Remember, AI didn't exist yet, so everything was manual. I mean, finding content ideas was like 2 hours, creating posts, another 2 hours, writing captions and hashtags, another 2 hours, and daily total was like 5 hours minimum. But I was obsessed. I was like, I have to make this happen. There's no other way. Because the alternative was that university my mom wanted, right? And I was like, look, guys, I'm nothing against university now, but back then I was like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I know there's a different way. I see all these people doing it. I want to figure it out. Like, I want to give it a strong shot. I want to give it my all before I go the traditional route, right? And here's what happened. I gave it my all, and the first month I grew 1,200 followers and made exciting $0, right? And it kind of like sucked, and I was a little bit disappointed because I was like, oh, I thought I'll have 1 million followers by now and whatever. But you know what? Month 3, that's where the exponential growth kicks in, right? I had 130,000 followers, and I made my first $2,100, and that was the holy shit moment. That $2,100 made me feel like the richest I've ever felt in my life. And trust me, I've made like, I've had $20,000 days at this point. I had $30,000 contract signed and the money sent to me, right? But that $2,100 I made on the internet, on month 3 of doing it, that felt like the richest moment of my life because I cracked the code and it was like, shit, like this is actually real. This is real money in my bank account that came from my phone. I couldn't believe it. And by month 6, I had 600,000 followers. And I was making around $5,000 more or less, $4,000 to $5,000. And I quit everything else because I was thinking maybe I start an agency and maybe I do this. And I was still watching the YouTube videos on how to make money online. So I had many ideas. But when I made like 5K a month, I was like, you know what? Screw all of this. I'll just go all in on this. And then at month 13, I hit 1 million followers and I made $12,000 a month. And that's when real freedom kicked in. Since then, I haven't worried about money at all. Right? But here's the moment that actually changed my life. At month 3, I had 130,000 followers, which followers, like, you could make the same amount of money with less followers or more followers. It's kind of like a vanity metric. But really, like, the holy shit moment was that $2,100 that landed in my bank account. And making just $2,100 per month, I booked a one-way ticket to Spain. Keep in mind, I'm from Lithuania, like a small town in northern Eastern Europe, right? Spain was like the place where it's like always sunny, beautiful, good food. And that first morning in Alicante, where I'm actually like doing this live masterclass from today, that was incredible because I had no alarm, no schedule, no boss, just me, a beachside cafe, and 90 minutes of work. And you know what? The rest of the day, I actually lived. I swam in the Mediterranean Sea. I read books. I met people. I existed as a human being, not like a productivity robot, right? And fast forward to today, I can keep on going about my story or whatever, but I just want you to understand how I came across this. Fast forward to today, I visited over 30 countries while working, on my business. I have multiple seven-figure businesses built. I work anywhere between 45 to 90 minutes of actual work daily. Okay, so AI turned 5 hours into 45 minutes. And you know what? I'll show you my calendar here. Literally, all I have to do today is I have this masterclass, right, which I'm doing now. And after that, I'll have a call with a mentor of mine for 30 minutes, and that's it. After that, I'm just going out with my wife to eat, right? And by the way, I engaged in Colombia recently to my dream woman, as you can see a picture from a helicopter. So I'm a living proof that freedom beats fortune. But the moment that matters the most was this. Last week, my parents called about a house they'd fallen in love with. And when my mom mentioned needing a mortgage, I stopped her. I was like, hey, mom, how much do you need? She's like, silence, nothing. And they're like, look, Arnas, we couldn't ask you to. And I was like, look, you're not asking, I'm offering. And the woman who cried because I wouldn't take the safe path was now crying in happy tears because I didn't. And that's what this journey is really about. Not the money, not the $2,100 or $12,000, whatever. It's about the freedom to take care of the people that you love, okay? So type 1 in the chat if you want to do something like this for your family one day. Love it. Carlos, Christopher, Miguel, Pertia, Sanja, Jonathan, Zainab, Nancy. Absolutely. I love it. Incredible crowd, by the way, guys. Incredible crowd. Love you guys. Let me get a sip of this water. Someone made fun of me because I was drinking water from a wine glass. They're like, are you drinking vodka there or what? I'm like, no, I don't drink alcohol. It's water. Like, that's how Europeans do it. Love it. All right. I appreciate every single one of you. So here's the crazy part. Okay. What took me 4 to 5 hours now takes 45 to 90 minutes with AI. What took me 13 months to figure out, my students achieve in 60 to 90 days. And what cost me countless mistakes, you get in a proven blueprint today. Okay, so let me show you exactly who's already done this. Okay, Ivan from ChatGPT Tricks. You can look up this page. Actually, it has like 2.3 million followers now. You can look it up, ChatGPT Tricks. In 2022, 3 years ago, he was grinding 70 hours a week at McKinsey and Company. Super prestigious corporate job, but he was dying inside. He hated the job and started building during lunch breaks, right? Using my exact system. So he had some spare time on the side and he was like, okay, let me put in some time here. Today, he has 2.3 million followers. He's making mid 5 figures monthly and works from wherever he wants, right? Think about that. Lunch breaks, that's all it took. Like literally. I mean, he's a smart guy. Bryce, he runs Impact Rise and in Revelation, and he just made $27,000, right? So he was stuck at $1,000 to $2,000 per month while working with me. And we had one strategy call and we tweaked his approach a little bit. I was like, look, Bryce, honestly, I know this is going to be a bit harder at first, but if you focus on this, you'll make way more money. And month 5 of starting, he made $27,000 from DMs alone, not even counting other revenue, just from DMs. Because one video on his In Revelation page hit 4 million views and re-viralized 6 times. It went viral 6 times. And he went from making $2,000 a month to $27,000 per month after just joining my program 5 months later, right? So same person, a bit of a different strategy. Also, David, he's great. He's not tech savvy. I mean, you can see David here. He's like simple guy from Texas, Houston, Texas, and he's an HR manager in construction, right? So he just hires people in construction. He chooses who is going to work for their company, right? And he thought Instagram was for teenagers. I mean, he never used Instagram before, but he just found me through email, and he built a 200,000 followers page. As you can see, it's called Inspiration for Income. You can look it up as well. Working 90 minutes daily. Now makes more than his pension while playing golf. So if a 58-year-old construction guy can do this, what's your excuse, right? We have some youngsters as well. Pieter, maybe you've seen this page. Maybe you registered for this webinar because you've seen this page, right? Pieter, he's 18 from Germany. He started completely lost in February this year, 2025. He's now sitting at 400,000 followers, over 400,000 followers. And now he's building a portfolio of pages which just crossed 1 million followers recently. And he's on track for $50,000 to $20,000 monthly before he turns 19. So this kid can't even legally drink in America, but he's building an empire, right? And these are just to name a few. Mata has built 57,000 email subscribers in the AI niche with his newsletter Daily ChatGPT. Carolina built a 26,000 follower page with 95% AI generated content in a spirituality niche. Jordan went from 0 to 100,000 followers in AI niche since April this year. And Dorina joined the program, had 200 followers, 15 days later had 5,100 followers, right? So the pattern is this. We have ordinary people, extraordinary results, but the system stays the same. So type 1 in the chat if you want to know about these lies, or I can just skip them and let you figure out the hard way. Let me know. Love it. So I see these lies online, and lie number 1 is try dropshipping / Amazon FBA or crypto trading. Let's be real for a minute. Dropshipping is highly saturated. Everyone's selling the same AliExpress garbage. Amazon FBA, you need like $20,000 up front, and then Amazon competes with you directly. Crypto is just gambling with fancy charts. And agencies, well, congrats, you just traded one boss for 20 demanding clients, right? These gurus are selling you 2018 tactics in 2025. It's like teaching people to invest in blockbusters in 2010. You know, line number 2 is a lot of people say, hey, you need to become an influencer to make money online. And this one makes me laugh. Show your face consistently is exhausting, and zero privacy is a nightmare, right? I mean, I live in a gated community because people know me, and like, I don't want people stopping me on the street all the time. Creating 3 posts daily about your life with your face, nobody cares about your breakfast, and it's exhausting as well. And I can guarantee if you just become an influencer, you're going to burn out in 6 to 12 months, right? And even successful influencers secretly hate their lives. They're prisoners to the algorithm. Line number 3 is just, hey, repost content like 2019 and do this old school Instagram team page stuff where you just take a screenshot of a meme, you post it on your page, that's it, you go viral. Instagram murdered this approach a while ago, and reposting now is basically instant shadow ban or permanent ban. You're going to get in legal trouble if you just like steal content. Selling shoutouts, basically selling ads on your page, is basically dead, and not building an email list, well, you own nothing. And this is why 87% of people trying to make money online fail spectacularly. They're using outdated strategies that worked years ago and don't anymore. And most of you are not wrong. You're just late to the party. So the new reality is this: AI plus Faceless plus email. Here's what actually changed everything in 2024, last year. The AI revolution that nobody's talking about is this: 74% of new web content is AI generated right now. So all the content you see on the web, 74% of that is AI generated. And by the end of 2025, which is in 2 months, it's estimated that 90% will be AI created. Also, it's reported that 75% of marketers already use AI daily to create content. So basically what took 4 hours now takes 45 minutes. But here's what everyone misses. It's not just AI. It's not just faceless pages. It's not just email marketing. It's the combination, the trifecta, which I'm going to show it to you right now on how you can do it. So AI is 10x speed boost, right? You go way faster with AI. With Faceless, you have complete privacy and freedom. And with email, well, you can look this up and you'll see, different statistics, but anywhere between $35 to $45 return for every $1 spent on email marketing, right? And email marketing has been working since 1978. Imagine that. My dad was 8 years old when it started working. So this combination is quietly minting millionaires while everyone else is still trying to dropship. So let's talk about the 3 secrets of how you can actually do this, right? So secret number 1, the AI content machine. Let me show you exactly how to build 100,000 followers in 100 days, working 45 minutes per day. I know it sounds absolutely insane, but first let's address the elephant in the room. Creating content takes forever, and I don't have time between work and family. That was true in 2020. When I started, you know what? If you had told me this, I would have told you, you know what? This is not for you. This is not for you because you need time and all of that. But let me show you what Matas, the daily prompter, or the daily ChatGPT, did. He built 500,000 followers in 6 months while running another business, and total time invested to grow this page was 45 minutes daily. You may ask, how? Well, he doesn't create content. AI creates the content. So the old way is this, okay? What I did in 2020, browse for viral content ideas for 45 minutes, design graphics for 60 minutes, write captions for 45 minutes, research hashtags for 30 minutes, and like total would be minimum 3 hours. When I got good at it, it would still take me like 3 hours a day, right? What you'll do is the AI way, okay? So basically AI finds viral content, it takes 5 minutes. AI creates variations of that viral content, which takes you 10 minutes, and AI writes the captions, which takes 5 minutes. and then AI optimizes everything to make sure it actually goes viral. And in total, it will take you 25 minutes maximum. That's not a typo. 25 minutes. So the 5-part AI formula, okay? So you want to scan some viral hooks. So you can just use a ChatGPT prompt and say, hey, find 10 viral hooks in XYZ niche that got 100,000 likes on Instagram in the last 30 days. Focus on emotional triggers. Now, look, if you just dump this into ChatGPT without any context, it will probably not do a great job. But if you do market research and you find a bunch of pages that went viral, a bunch of examples, feed it to ChatGPT and then put this in, same thing, but with context, it's done. Like AI just analyzes millions of posts in seconds and gives you the best hooks. Content multiplier, which takes 5 minutes. So next prompt, again, you want to give it context. AI is really good at giving, when you give it context, it's really good at giving you examples. Without context, it's not good. So you give context first, and then you use this prompt. Take this concept of these viral posts and create 10 unique variations, maintaining the emotional impact by changing the angle. Boom. A week of content created with AI. And by the way, I'll show you a tool that I'm using and I've been working on to create all this content in this live masterclass. Caption generator, right? So just final prompt, say, hey, write Instagram caption for this post, use curiosity, urgency, and with a question, make sure it's under 125 words, natural tone. Sometimes what I like to add here as well, depends on what type of page you're running, but I also like to add, write this in 5th grade reading level. This way it makes it super simple, super readable, very human-like. It doesn't look like AI wrote it, right? And that's it, professional copywriting instantly. Then the quality truth. So here what blows people's minds when I say this, and people still can't believe me, but AI content isn't lower quality, it's actually higher quality, okay? You might ask, hey, why that? Well, AI analyzes millions of viral posts, right? AI knows exactly what triggers engagement because it has all the data and optimizes for the algorithm perfectly. And then it tests infinite variations instantly without you posting anything. You know, humans just guess. I guess this is going to work. I feel like it's going to work. That's what I hear a lot from, you know, the clients who are just starting off. Well, I didn't use your system, Arnas, because I felt like this type of content would do better. And I'm like, hey, AI analyzes millions of posts, right? AI knows what's going to go viral. You're just guessing. And the legal reality, you know, a lot of people will ask me, hey, wait, isn't this stealing? Short answer is no. Here's the critical difference. Traditional reposting is basically copying someone's exact work, which is illegal and gets you banned. Our method is this. AI transforms concepts into original content, which is 100% legal. So it's like cooking. Stealing would be taking someone's dish and slapping your name on it, right? You buy a cookbook, you don't change anything, you just slap your name on it. That would be stealing. Our way is, hey, let's get inspired and create your own unique recipe. That's why our students never get banned while reposters disappear daily, right? Imagine this. I mean, everywhere in the world, you can basically get a pepperoni pizza, right? It's going to be a pepperoni pizza, right? No matter where you get it, it's going to be called pepperoni pizza. But in one place, it's going to be better. And in another place, it's just going to be different, right? And people have different choices and different tastes, but it's going to be the same pepperoni pizza. So if you have an AI page, well, it's going to be an AI page. It's just going to be a little bit different. If you have a motivational page, same thing. If you have a spirituality page about spirituality and attraction and manifestation, same thing. If you have a tech page or a business page or an investing page or whatever it is, page, it's going to be kind of the same but different, right? Because not every pepperoni pizza is the same. It's different. You know, McDonald's and Burger King is not the same, but it's kind of the same, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Now let's jump into your daily 45-minute workflow. So in the morning, what you do just takes 25 minutes. You check AI content suggestions. You select best 3 of your brand for your brand. You let AI create variations. This is super important, by the way. Let AI create variations. Like that's the most important part. And then review and personalize and schedule everything. And that's it. And in the evening, you check the performance metrics. You're like, okay, this post did well, that post did well. This didn't do well. Let's not do more of that. Let's do more of what worked. You engage with the top comments. Unfortunately, we do it manually because we want to have that personal touch, right? We just comment back to people who love our content. And we let AI plan tomorrow. In total, 45 minutes that built an empire. Now, here's the truth bomb. Our students average 87 minutes daily, right? Not 45. So I'm kind of bullshitting here right now, 45 minutes. Because on average, I mean, my students, I can take 5 minutes to do all of this, but on average, we time track our students and it takes them 87 minutes on average. Because we obviously have like 14-year-olds, well, we don't have 14-year-olds. We have 18-year-olds and then we have like 75-year-olds. So the average is kind of like stretched to 87. And you may ask why. Well, some days you get sucked into the metrics, right? You spend some more time looking at the metrics, and some days you engage more, and some days you plan ahead more. But it's never 4 to 6 hours that gurus claim you need. You don't need 4 to 6 hours to run an online business. Secret number 2, how the hell do you monetize? A lot of people tell me, hey, Arnas, I absolutely understand that you can do XYZ thing and grow to 100,000 followers. That makes sense, but where the hell is the money? Show me the money. Show me the money, Arnas. And I tell them, now look at this. For the part everyone really cares about, how does this actually make money? So breaking another limiting belief, a lot of people say, you know what, I'm nobody special. Why would anyone pay me? Well, let me tell you about Pieter real quick. You can see a screenshot on WhatsApp. So he's introverted, 0 experience, thought he had nothing valuable to offer, and 90 days later, he's making consistent weekly revenue. You can see in a week, he made $1,712.80. That's net after transaction fees, right? Pretty freaking cool. That's the guy I showed you. The 18-year-old Pieter was running your AI Compass. Yeah, that's the same guy. And you can see this screenshot was taken in April this year. Okay, meaning he's making more now. He didn't become an expert. He didn't become special. I mean, he's 18-year-old. Like, what advice can he give you, right? What he did is he just followed the system. So he followed the system of email to income formula. Look, email marketing, on average, look at different, you can just Google search, but look at different sources and you'll understand that email marketing returns $40 for every $1 spent. That's 4,000% ROI, return on investment. And it's been working since 1978. Well, everyone's chasing TikTok dances, okay? Like dancing on TikTok. Smart people quietly print money with email, okay? Email is the way. I don't know how to explain it better, but email is the way, okay? And it's been a way for a long time, but a lot of people forget. They think email doesn't work anymore. But it does if you get the people from Instagram to your email. If you do that and you grow your email list, you collect more emails, it's gonna be working. So phase 1 of doing email marketing is magnetic lead capture, okay? So you want to create an irresistible lead magnet in 30 minutes with AI. So you can just say, I mean, it depends on your niche, but let's say you're in the fitness niche, you can say, hey, create a 7-day workout plan PDF for busy professionals to lose 5 pounds without gym equipment, including meal prep tips. Done. Professional lead magnet created. And you might ask, what the hell is a lead magnet, Arnas? I never heard that word. Hey, it's kind of made up word in the business word, lead magnet, right? Magnetic thing that attract leads. How does it work? Well, you've probably seen this online, especially on Instagram. A lot of people will say, hey, you know what? Comment this word free, or comment this word guide, or comment this word PDF, and I'll send you this free thing to your DMs. And then you comment there, and you get a DM, right? You get a DM basically saying, hey, here's your free thing. Like, click the link, type in your email, and I'll send it to you. And then you type in your email. That's why it's called magnetic lead capture. People come to you. You don't ask them, hey, sign up for my email newsletter. You just give them something away for free, right? And people come to you. Has anyone seen that before? Like, drop a 1 in the chat if you've seen this before on Instagram. Yes. Okay, great. Great that it's clicking. Okay, that's called a lead magnet. Okay, that's called a lead magnet. So conversion reality is this. On average, average Instagram account to email rate, email sign up rate is 10 to 15%, meaning if you have 10,000 followers, you'll basically attract anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 email subscribers. That's how many people will give you their email, right? On average, if you have a good lead magnet. And each subscriber, a lot of people don't know this, but each subscriber is worth anywhere between $1 to $3 per month when done right. Meaning, if you have 1,000 email subscribers, and you make $1 per month from each subscriber, you'll make $1,000 a month. So for you to make 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, realistically, you need anywhere between 5 to 10,000 email subscribers, right? Depending on your niche. Phase 2 is, and you might ask, how the hell do you make $1? Here we go, boom. Phase 2, the trust accelerator. Here's the golden formula that nobody teaches. It's this, the 3-to-1 email formula. Okay, absolutely no one talks about it. I don't know why, but this is the best thing ever. What is a 3-to-1 email formula? Well, it's the emails that you send, the way you sell to your audience and you build trust at the same time, okay? So you send out of 4 emails that you send, and it's a ratio, right? It's a ratio, so it's ongoing. But let's say you send 4 emails a week. This will make sense. Imagine you're sending these 4 emails a week, every single week. What you do is email number 1 is just value. So what is value? Maybe it's a quick tip they can implement today. The second email you send is another piece of value, right? So maybe it's an inspiring story or a case study or a story of yourself on how you implemented XYZ. People love reading stories. That's why people read books, right? A lot of fiction books are just stories. Email number 3 is another value email. So maybe you give them a free resource or a tool, or you just share with them, hey, I've been using this new AI tool and it's really cool. You should check it out, right? It's free value. You're not selling them anything. You're not asking for anything. You're not doing anything in terms of selling them. And then email number 4, okay, the 3-to-1 ratio. So you just send 3 emails that are super valuable. Now, that's when the 1 email comes where you sell, right? So email number 4 is a soft sell. So you just naturally mention a product that you're selling, right? And this way, it doesn't seem like, oh my God, this person is selling to me too much and I'm not getting any value and I'm never going to buy stuff from them, right? Because that's how we think, right? As human beings, we're like, if someone sells to us too much, it kind of pulls us away from them. You know, when someone doesn't sell that much and we get value from them, that's when we kind of like want to hear more from them. Like, hey, what are you selling? Can I buy something from you? I want to buy something from you. So you're attracting. And also I like to, if there are any martial arts fans, I mean, I'm big on martial arts. I've been doing martial arts for 14 years now. This strategy is as well called jab, 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 right hook. Okay, so jab, 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 right hook. You jab them in with the value and you right hook them with the sell, right? And you just repeat forever. Trust compounds like interest and sales follow automatically. So a real example is Matas, okay? You've probably seen this page. If not, check it out. Daily Prompter on Instagram or Daily Chat GPT on an email newsletter. And he has 57,000 email subscribers using this exact strategy. Look, 530,000 followers, 57,000 email subscribers. What conversion is that? That's around 10%, 11%, right? Exactly what I said. Anywhere between 10 to 15%, that's how many subscribers will actually subscribe to you. So he did this by not hoping, not trying, just sticking to the plan, okay? And now he's making around $12,000 to $15,000 per month, every month, just from that email newsletter, selling simple product. And now the natural question is, what the hell is he selling? That's where the phase 3 of monetization comes in. He's selling the $67 to $97 product machine. So products that sell themselves, right? We sell templates that save people time. We sell guides that solve specific problems. And we sell mini courses that basically teach one skill, right? The beauty behind those is we don't have any cost associated with selling a template, okay? Because a template could be like a PDF. So it costs us $0 to sell it over and over again. We create it once, we sell it infinitely, right? And AI creates these in 2 to 3 hours. Obviously, like if you just paste this in, you know, it's not gonna spit out the whole thing, whole digital product, but you can just go and talk with AI and say, hey, create complete guide on XYZ problem, include 10 chapters, action steps, templates, bonuses, professional tone, 50 plus pages, and just keep giving it context. And then the next 2 to 3 hours, you'll have one of these digital products yourself, right? The money math, the real numbers from real students, right? So Peter's exact journey was this. Month 1, he grew 3,500 followers and he had around 425 emails. He made 2 sales, right? So he made $87. It wasn't that much, but it confirmed that it's working. You see month 2, and you see kind of like a theme here. Usually month 1, month 2, they're slow, and then after that, it just blows up. Well, Pieter blew up in month 2. He had 56,000 followers, and now at that point, his email newsletter was not catching up as fast, not at 10%, so he had 4,400 emails, and he made 31 sales. Now we're talking. Now he made $2,000 basically. And month 3, he kept on growing, and he had 128,000 followers, and he had 18.2 thousand emails, and he made 76 sales, which turned out to be $5,247. Now the formula is this. You have 100,000 followers, basically we'll convert those followers into 10,000 emails. Now, if you sell a $67 product at 1% conversion to those 10,000 emails, you'll basically sell $6,700 per month worth of products. The product cost is 0 because it's digital. And 1% conversion is very conservative, like very doable. Now, imagine if you add recurring purchases, upsells, multiple products. That's how many of my students get to 5 figures per month in record time, right? Because with 10,000 emails, you can reach 5 figures per month, meaning making $10,000 a month or more. Why this system is bulletproof? Well, first of all, you own the email list. Instagram can't touch it. Mark Zuckerberg can't touch it. No social media platform can touch it. And email converts 40 times better than social media. And trust compounds with every email you send. Reason number 4 is 100% profit margins on digital products. Obviously, you have the transaction fees, which range from 5 to 7%. But besides that, it's all profit. And this system has been working for over 40 years straight with email. So let's talk about what you don't need with this. You don't need webinars. You don't need high-ticket sales. You don't need coaching. You don't need physical products. All you need is just emails and digital products, and you'll have the freedom. You don't need dancing, no calls, no shipping, no bullshit, basically. That's pretty much it. Guys, is this clicking? Does this make sense? Drop a number 5 in the chat if it's clicking. Yes. Someone asked your own courses or affiliate, both maybe. You can do You can do, courses, you can do affiliate. Affiliate is basically when you promote someone else's product, but it's a digital product nonetheless, right? So it's the same thing. Okay, it's clicking. Love it. I appreciate you, Ingrid. Thanks for the feedback. All right, let's continue. Secret number 3, the freedom automation system. So this is where it gets really interesting. Let me show you how to run everything from your phone while living anywhere on Earth. That's where we live the dream life, right? That's how it looks like. So, breaking the final limiting belief. Hey, this sounds like another job that'll chain me up to my laptop. And well, you know what? Let me tell you about last Tuesday. I'm in Colombia. Beautiful morning in Medellin, Colombia. Anyone of you have seen Narcos? Yeah, that was in Medellin, Colombia, right? What I did is I worked from a cafe, 45 minutes, right? And revenue that day that I made was $3,000 minus the transaction fees, which was like 3.5%. The rest of the day, I literally went to the gym. I went exploring the city with my fiance, and I spent the time actually living. And that's not a vacation. That was my Tuesday. Okay. So the location independent stat is this. All right, guys, a lot of people think, hey, I need some crazy, crazy tool to really automate everything. And this sounds hard. You know what? It's not. It's not, because all you do is you need an AI virtual assistant, which costs you $3 an hour. Now, when I say a AI virtual assistant, I don't mean it's an AI robot that, does everything. I literally mean a human being who's like very well educated, speaks really good English, and works for $3 an hour remotely. So my VA in the Philippines, I pay her $3 per hour, and then I pay $20 per month for AI tools. And then she outperforms $25 per hour American VAs. Okay, you might ask, hey, Arnas, how the hell does this make sense? Let me explain it to you. That's where AI comes in. I absolutely freaking love AI. So AI amplifies her abilities 10 times, okay? Her AI-powered daily tasks are these: content, research, and creation, comment management and DM responses, analytics reporting, and email scheduling. She handles everything while I sleep, okay? Because she wakes up before me, because she's in Asia, in the Philippines, on another time zone. So while I'm sleeping, she does all of this, and I wake up in the morning, and all of the work I needed to do for that day is basically done. I just need to double check, right? And that's it. That's how she basically outperforms everyone, because she's using AI. And I taught her how to use AI correctly to leverage that. So I don't need to be online for her to work, because she just asked AI, hey, I'm doing this for Arnas. I'm doing this task for Arnas. Should I do this or should I do that? And AI gives the answer, right? She doesn't even bother me. Tool number 2, the mobile command center. Ever seen this device? Yeah, I built my business in a way where I can run my whole business from this, besides like some meetings that I do, right? So everything, as a rule, runs from your phone. You store content ideas on the go. You schedule posts from the beach. You check metrics over breakfast, and you manage your VAs via WhatsApp. No laptop required, ever. I haven't opened my laptop to do actual work in about 3 weeks. I mean, I'm doing it now, but most of the time, I don't even know where it is. I kind of leave it like on the couch, and then I have to say, hey, Catalina, have you seen my laptop? I don't know where it is. Is it downstairs or upstairs, or did we watch a movie last night on the laptop? It's kind of like just sitting around there all the time, right? And tool number 3, the money machine. Okay, this is where it should all start clicking. The Instagram, the email, the digital products, and me not doing the work, the VA doing the work. Look, while you sleep, AI plus my VA creates tomorrow's content. Emails sell your products automatically, right? Because you can write 30 emails with AI and then give it to your VA, and your VA schedules everything. And those emails sell your products on autopilot. VA handles all engagement, answering DMs, answering emails, answering comments, and money deposits automatically. You wake up richer than when you went to bed, right? So the compound freedom effect is this. Watch how this evolves. Month 1, you build foundation, you're working 90 minutes a day. That's on average what my students work, 87 minutes a day, right? And then month 2, you have a VA trained, then you're down to 75 minutes, because yes, your VA is doing the work, but you're spending some time managing them and they're making some mistakes. And month 3, systems are humming. You're working 60 minutes per day. Month 6, you have multiple streams of income. And now you're working 45 minutes a day. And after a year, you actually have true passive income. You work when you want, when you decide, right? So this is not like passive income like the gurus promise all the time. I mean, look, you'll have to put in the hours, especially at the beginning. Like I said, on average, my clients spend 87 minutes. That's an hour and a half. That's hours per week, right? It's not like 5 minutes a week. This does take time. But all you got to do is start. And soon you'll be able to disappear for a week and come back to more money. That's what a real business is. The real business is where you can leave the business for a week and come back, and the business will be doing better than you left it. So here's the freedom checklist. Phone plus internet, basically your office anywhere. AI does the heavy lifting, so you work less. VA handles repetition and repetitive tasks, so you focus on growth, on the long-term vision. Systems run 24/7, which basically brings you income while you're sleeping, and no face required, which brings you complete privacy. And here's the beautiful truth about staying faceless. Here's something interesting. You can stay 100% anonymous forever, which most students do, or later, if you want, you can add the personality. You can start showing your face after you have millions of followers and after you know exactly how content works and how valuable content works. That's when you can start doing that. But here's what we discovered. Students who stay faceless actually make more money. You may ask why. Well, you see, no personal brand is a sellable asset. Complete privacy brings you less stress. And content creation stays fast because you don't need to film the content yourself, and you can hire a team to run everything. So the faceless pages we build, they become real businesses that you can sell for 6 to 7 figures. And you can't really do that with a personal brand, right? So here's the complete system revealed. Let's connect all the dots together. Secret number 1, the AI content machine. So your audience builder, which takes you 45 minutes a day, not 4 hours. Then secret number 2, monetization machine. So your income engine, which is basically a 20-year proven email formula that's been working for a long time. Secret number 3 is freedom automation. So basically your location independence, where you can work from phone only and do all the operations on your phone. And when these 3 work together, you get $4,000 to $6,000 per month within 90 days, not overnight, not Sunday, but in 90 days. It actually takes 1 to 2 hours daily. And we track this, like I said, average 87 minutes per day. You can work from beaches, mountains, or your couch, right? I love working from my bed, to be honest. And you can have time for family, hobbies, actually living. And you can scale to $10,000 per month plus when you're ready. But you don't have to. The question that changes everything, and answer honestly, would you rather make $10,000 per month chained to a desk in a corporate job, or $5,000 per month online from anywhere on earth? Let me know in the comments, which one would you choose? I take 2K to not to be chained. Love it. 10K from anywhere. Hey, I love it as well. That's a great answer. Okay, 5K, worldwide, anywhere on earth. Love it. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you a lot. All right. So my students choose freedom as well as you guys do in the chat here. And this is the life they're living right now. I mean, check this out. These are just screenshots that I get all the time on my phone. Richard said, hey, I've been in so many crappy coachings and courses. It seems like you're the first one who's actually doing what it says. Now he's in Bali, running 11 Stoic, which is one of the biggest motivational pages out there. Anthony, who sold his page for 6 figures, said, honestly, investing in learning from you is hands down the best investment I have ever made in my entire life. Richard said, your program was already one of the best investments. Mikhaila said, hey, Arnas, just enjoyed today's recording. I really admire you for what you're doing, man. And you can see, some wins like 200K followers and, Slim growing to 10,000 followers in 8 days from starting, right? So type 2 in the chat if you refuse to live like this and you want to change your reality. I see 2. Awesome. Let's go. Let's get it. So the faceless freedom path is this. Now, actually close your eyes for a second. And I know it sounds weird, but just do it. Trust me. Keep your eyes closed for this. Now, try your best to imagine yourself in 12 months from now. You're working from a paradise villa. You just checked your phone and you got $5,400 deposited overnight for the last month of sales. Now, you're planning next month's adventure, and your biggest problem is choosing where you want to go next. And then you take a deep breath and you say to yourself, finally, I'm actually living. And you can open your eyes now. Type 1 in the chat if that's the life you want to be living in the next 12 months. I see some ones. Carlos, Nancy, Miguel, Julia, Ingrid. Let's get it. The only difference between these futures is one decision today. So let's talk about it. Addressing your real concerns. Let me handle the questions rattling around in your head. So, hey, a lot of people tell me, hey, I'm not tech savvy. I'm 55 years old. Well, you know what? David was 58 years old. Construction HR. Through Instagram, he thought Instagram was for teenagers. Now has 200,000 followers, working 90 minutes daily, and makes more than his pension. If you can scroll on Instagram, you can do this, period. Another one is, hey, I don't have time, Arnas. I work full time with kids. And you know what? That's exactly why this works. Those 90 minutes, they're basically your lunch breaks, your early mornings. After kids' bedtime, they compound. You're building something that works 24/7 while you handle life. A lot of people tell me, hey, I tried something online and I failed. What if I fail again? Here's the difference. You're not alone this time. You'll have step-by-step guidance. You'll have a community of 200 plus people doing this successfully. Plus, unlike the gurus who goes you after payment, we guarantee results or keep working with you until you actually succeed. That's why I have such a great name in the industry, right? Hey, I hear this a lot. Hey, I'm in a random country. I'm in XYZ country. Does this work here? Yes, we have students in over 30 countries, Canada to Poland to heavily sanctioned countries that found workarounds, right? So Instagram is global. Money is global. This works globally. A lot of people ask me, hey, how much do I need to invest? Well, real business requires real investment, obviously. So you'll have tools anywhere between $7 to $40 a month. You'll have a VA, which costs $3 an hour whenever you're ready to hire one. And obviously the mentorship, which we'll discuss on the call. But here's the thing. This is the lowest cost business model with the highest returns that actually works. You'd have no inventory. You have no shipping. You have no office. You just have results, right? I hear this one a lot as well. What about taxes and an LLC? Look, stop overthinking. Don't worry about taxes until you're making at least $1,000 per month, right? Making money isn't illegal. When you're profitable, you hire a $500 accountant, and we have students who went from $0 to $5,000 per month without touching legal stuff first. So first, make money, then make it legal. And if you do it in the other way around, you're just doing what I call productive procrastination. You're thinking you're doing something to start your business, but creating an LLC and registering it is not going to get you closer to actually making money. So with all of that out of the way, let's talk about instant income mastery. Okay, I created instant income mastery for one purpose only: to give you the exact roadmap I wish I had 5 years ago. And these are the components of instant income mastery. So the freedom business blueprint. First of all, you got a personal one-on-one strategy call with me to design your custom escape plan. Okay, we'll build a plan for you. You'll get 3 weekly group coaching calls for 6 months to make sure you stay accountable. You'll get complete systems training, so every step from employee to free. You'll get AI enhanced methods where you work 45 minutes instead of 4 hours per day. You'll learn about newsletter monetization, so the 20-year formula that prints money. You'll get real automation to actually work 1 to 2 hours per day. You'll join a community of 250 plus freedom seekers where you can connect with people in Bali, in Mexico, in Portugal, whatever. And you'll get direct WhatsApp access to my WhatsApp, right? So you get help when you're stuck. I actually respond. Now, who is this for? Well, this is for 9 to 5 employees ready for freedom, parents needing flexible income, people who value privacy, complete beginners, and anyone tired of fake promises. Now, component number 2 is the 60-minute workday toolkit, okay? So AI content templates, basically weeks worth of content in 45 minutes, proven email sequences, the 3-to-1 formula I talked about. You get freedom business systems, and you actually get real-time tracking. So you prove you're working less and earning more. Component number 3, the first 5K roadmap, okay? So 30-day foundation, first followers, first dollars, 60-day acceleration, so you hit 2 to 3K followers consistently, 90-day freedom, you reach $4,000 to $6,000 per month and quit your job, and the scaling guide, the path to $10,000 per month whenever you're ready. Right? Component number 3, the freedom mindset mastery. So breaking the 9 to 5 programming, so you start thinking like a free person, not an employee. You overcome skepticism, and this is real, you deserve it, right? You value your time properly, and you have sustainable success. So stop thinking like someone who needs permission, start thinking like someone who owns their time. And component number 3, the location independent system. So you learn how to work from anywhere and how to set it up. I tested it in 30 countries. You get digital nomad secrets, you get freedom community meetups, right? So you can meet up with other people in the community, and you travel while earning. But that's not all. It's time that I show you something I've been working on for months behind the scenes, something that cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars. So let me introduce you to Therian, okay? Now listen, obviously you're going to have to use AI to create content. The issue is GPT Pro costs money, Claude Pro costs money, Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek, whatever AI, they all cost money. So instead of paying for all of them, you can just get Therian and use all of them for a fraction of the price. But that's not the best part. Let's talk about how Therian actually works for a second. Therian's like a digital whiteboard, okay? All you gotta do is create a board and paste anything on it. And I mean literally anything. For example, here's a few things you can drop on your board inside Therian. Ads from Facebook, Instagram Reels, Instagram carousels, screenshots, tweets, LinkedIn posts, web pages, YouTube videos, any sort of PDF, MP4, or different files. And once you paste these things on your board, then all you gotta do is just create a chat, connect whatever on your board onto the chat, and then ask Therian to create anything you want. And just like that, you could be making endless Instagram content. So let me give you a practical example. Imagine pulling all the content you want to model inside a board, right? You find pages that are doing really well in your niche and you pull it into a board just like this. And your only job now is to connect it all to a chat and ask for new ideas of similar content. Then just start creating endless Instagram content. Okay, and this is how it looks like. We pulled a bunch of content from my page, Passionate Income, connected it to a chat, And now let's talk about how fast you can get results with instant income mastery plus Ethereum. So realistic results timelines is this, based on over 200 plus real student journeys. So first 30 days, you'll probably launch your Faceless page, reach 10,000 followers with AI, set up simple monetization, and make your first, $500, $1,500. Day 30 to 60, now you're going to be scaling to 25,000 followers, generate 2 to 3K per month, reduce work to 90 minutes daily, and plan your first workation. Then day 60 to 90, you'll hit 4 to 6,000 monthly, work 60 minutes daily, give notice to a job if you're ready, and book freedom celebration trip. Okay, and after 6 months, many of my students work from dream destinations, making $6,000 per month plus, with clear paths to scaling to over $10,000 per month when desired. So this isn't a get rich quick scheme. It's a get free in 90 day system. Okay, and your freedom decision is this. 5 years ago, I was that broke kid you saw at the start of this class in Lithuania, wondering if I'd ever escape. And today, I travel to over 30 countries per year. I work 1 to 2 hours daily. I'm living completely free. And the difference is I choose freedom over fear. Okay, and I couldn't recommend you more that you do the same. So you have 3 options right now. Option 1, do nothing. Close this page, go back to scrolling. Another year passes, same cubicle, same commute, same regrets, always wondering what if. Option number 2, you can try alone. So you can waste months guessing, get overwhelmed by contradicting advice, and maybe succeed, which is unlikely, probably quit, which 87% statistically do, and stay stuck in the 9 to 5 prison. Or option number 3, the freedom fast track. So you can get proven systems that actually work. You get real support from real people succeeding. You join 200 plus living freely, and we guarantee your escape. The choice is yours. Now listen, while I was writing the slide, I was thinking of saying something like, hey, whatever you choose is fine. But that would be a lie. As much as I hate people pushing their products and methods, I just feel morally compelled to suggest that you give this a shot. And it's not because I need your money. Trust me, I'm fine. Of course I want to make money, but I won't lose sleep over it if you don't join. Here's why I'm telling you that. And here's why I'm telling you should give this a shot. Because look, I've been in your shoes. I've tried all the different methods and failed. I felt like I was behind in life. I felt stuck and that nothing would work for me. I felt like there was something wrong with me because everybody online was making money except for me. But when I saw that first sale come in, I felt a level of happiness that I deeply want you to have in the next 90 days. I want you to feel that feeling that I felt at that moment. I want you to tell your loved ones that they don't have to worry about money again. I want you to walk into every room with pride, knowing you're doing something you're proud of, right? I want you to have the peace and the confidence of knowing that no matter what happens, you're going to be fine because you have an empire making you money while you sleep. And that's why I think you should give this a shot. Not because I'm desperate for money, like most of these gurus who have the money management skills of an 8-year-old with a black card, but because it would bring tears to my eyes if at least 5 of you watching this right now, we have 114 people. If at least 5 of you watching this could become one of these guys in the next 90 days that I showed in this masterclass. Now book your free strategy session. So look, if you're ready to build $4,000 to $6,000 per month freedom business, the next steps are these. Here's exactly what happens next. Book your free strategy session. What we'll do is we'll map out your individual situation. So what's keeping you stuck? What's your situation now? We'll talk about your freedom vision. Where do you want to be the next 90, 180 days, 12 months, right? We'll build you your 90-day plan. So realistic path to $4,000 to $6,000 a month. And we'll talk about our potential fit. Okay, if I can actually help you, if this is the right fit for you. Not everyone qualifies. We decline many applications. So this session is for you if you're done with the 9 to 5 prison, you want realistic income, not fairy tales, not 30K a month in 30 days. You can actually commit 1 to 2 real hours daily, and you're ready for location independence and you can follow a proven system. 2 reasons to act now. First of all, limited call spots this week. So I keep this small to maintain quality, okay? I want to keep my name out there really good as a person who actually changes lives. So we can only accept 20 new freedom seekers this month. And this is not a fake scarcity tactic, by the way. Like I literally only have bandwidth for 20 to actually deliver results. So here's what happened last time I opened spots for something like this. We had 17 spots filled in 5 minutes, calendar closed for 4 weeks, and the ones who join are literally already making money, okay? And reason number 2 why you should book your free strategy call is the AI window is closing. Look, right now, as we speak, 74% of content is AI generated. And by the end of the year, it will be 90%. So get in while the early adopter advantage actually exists. Once everyone discovers this, the opportunity shrinks. The ocean becomes a pond. And look, if you're ready, if you're here right now, I can guarantee you're still early enough. So book your freedom call. Just pull out your phone. It's absolutely free. Literally, like, I highly recommend you to do this. There's no risk attached to this. Just scan this with your phone. The QR code will pop up and you'll be able to choose a time, right? You'll be able to choose a time. This will load. You'll choose a time this week that you'll talk with me or my team to find our potential fit, right? So you can still scan your code and book your call. And what I'll do is I'll also drop this link in the chat. If you're on your phone and you can't physically scan this, here you go. Just drop this in the link. Okay. So Q&A session. All right. Now I'll answer your questions about the AI content systems, the newsletter monetization automation, and how we actually work together. So let's start with the ones already coming through the chat. Okay. So which email platform should I use? Beehive, hands down. Simple, great, like good deliverability, affordable. Don't overthink it. I recommend Beehive. What about copyright issues? I get this a lot. Well, we create transformative original content with AI. We're not reposting. So think of it like this. You're not copying someone's recipe. You're creating your own dish inspired by flavors you've tasted. Okay, so this is 100% legal, zero copyright issues. I get this a lot. Hey, which payment processor do you use? Okay, how do you sell these digital products? Well, I wouldn't suggest Stripe. Don't use Stripe. They're outdated and will randomly hold your money. They don't understand digital products. You should use Gumroad, Copecard, or WAP. So these platforms actually understand digital products, actually understand your needs and how it works. A lot of people ask, should I buy an existing page or start fresh? So in my opinion, you should start from scratch, always. You need to learn the fundamentals at the beginning of buying pages. And after you learn that, fundamentals of running pages, and after you learn that, you start buying pages, which is an advanced scaling strategy after you master basics. So it's like learning to drive a Ferrari in a Ferrari, right? It's stupid and expensive. Try to learn to drive with a simple car, with a Ford Focus, and when you learn how to drive, you can jump into a Ferrari. How do I find a good VA? Let me get some water. We have a system that attracts over 250 applicants in 48 hours. Then we filter for the perfect match, and I'll show you exactly how on our strategy call. Just book that in. You have the QR code. What if Instagram changes their algorithm? Well, they change it consistently, right? I've been doing this for 5 years. They probably change it like 50 times. They change it almost every month. So we adapt consistently. That's why you're building an email list. You own that. No matter what Instagram does, you own it. Okay. Plus, we've survived every algorithm change since 2020. So we'll survive the next one. A lot of people ask me, hey, can I do this part-time? Well, that's literally how it's designed. 90 minutes a day, during lunch, before bed, early morning. You build it part-time, then it replaces your full-time. What niches work best? What niches do I recommend? So anything people are passionate about. So fitness and health, relationships, wealth/business, self-improvement, spirituality, parenting, hobbies with fanatics. If people buy books about it, it works. One that's not mentioned here that I really, really recommend to people is AI. Anything to do with AI. AI prompts, AI tools, AI news. AI is a great, great, great niche to get into. So listen, I know you still have questions. That's exactly why we do the strategy call. To answer your specific questions, your specific situation. Because your path to freedom is unique, even if the system is proven. So a giveaway announcement here. All right, before we wrap up, for everyone who stayed until the end, you're the serious ones. Okay, I appreciate you guys. I'm giving away 3 free copies of my complete AI content template pack. And to enter, all you need to do is book your strategy call in the next 10 minutes, and you're automatically entered. Winners announced tomorrow via email. And my final thoughts are these. Look, I could keep talking for another hour and talk for hours and hours and hours about Instagram team pages and email newsletters. I absolutely love this topic. I could show you more student wins, more proof, more strategies, but none of that matters if you don't take action. So here's the raw truth. A year from now, you'll either be living this life or you'll be sitting in the same spot, reading another webinar, hoping for magic. And the difference is the people who succeed, they don't wait for perfect timing. They don't wait to know more. They don't wait for permission. They just start. They take the first step. So my students all had the same fears you have. What if it doesn't work? What if I'm not smart enough? What if I fail again? The difference is this. They booked the call anyway. And 90 days later, they're laughing at how scared they were. So your 2 futures are waiting. Future number A, same job, same stress, same Sunday night dread, forever. Or future B, beach mornings, afternoon freedom, money while you sleep. And the only thing between you and future B is one strategy call. That's it. Book your call right now, not tomorrow, not after you think about it, literally now. Because freedom doesn't wait for the hesitant. Okay. Thank you for spending this time with me. And for those booking the calls, I'll see you soon. For those still hesitating, I hope you find your courage. Either way, stop accepting less than you deserve. You weren't born to pay bills and die. You were born to live. So live. Okay? Seriously, book the call. Worst case, you waste 30 minutes. Best case, you look back at this moment as when everything changed. Those are pretty good odds. It's literally free. Like I said, we have 20 spots. Let me check who booked so far. We have Prabha, Tertia, Paula, Pedro, Mahruk, Jay, Hitesh, Andrew, Livia, Grace, Ingrid, Matthew, Jonathan, Holy, Nafis. Okay? So, guys, I see you're booking in the calls. We still have around 7 spots left. Let me ask my team, but let me drop the link in the chat again. You can book it in. We still have some spots open. And Pedro said, already booked my call. Already booked my call. Jake said, how much is the program? Well, we don't even know if the program is for you, Jake. So I don't even know if we can help you. That's why we have the call, right? The call is totally free. Worst case scenario, you waste 30 minutes and you know exactly, like, I know for sure this is not for me. This is not the way for me. The best case scenario is you know exactly how everything works and you know that this is for you and you start this, right? So book in the call. We still have a few more bookings. I just saw Brandon booked in and Sandra booked in a minute ago. And please contact my email. Yeah, so you'll get an email, you'll get a free training, and you can just confirm the email booking in your email. By the way, guys, let me share this with you. So if you are like still not sure and you're like wondering, you're thinking, hey, this makes sense for me. Well, book your onboarding call. That will be the best way to answer the questions. But if you have some deep questions and you're like not sure, just go ahead and message me on Instagram. It's super simple. Like owner Arnas, click message, say, hey, I'm from the webinar. I just booked in the call, or I booked in a call and I have this question, or I didn't book the call but because I had this question and this concern.